Hey up my loyal 8 followers. Sorry that I've been in hibernation for quite a while, I was pregnant. Anyways, for those who are not familiar with my channel, my name is Code Glass, and I'm a keen YouTuber who's interested in doing commentary videos surrounding very niche topics, especially anything gaming related, as well as being an aspiring artist. I wouldn't consider myself to be an animation channel yet, because I'm still practicing on my art and animation takes way more effort. I might consider doing more of it in the future, or maybe do a little bit here and there, but anyways, that's not really the point. You can treat this as sort of my first intro onto this channel, even if I'm now way overdue for that. So let's now get into a bit of lore and timeline before I started making my videos. Before November the 1st, I was getting back into a lot of digital art again, and doing a little bit of mini animations. And while it wasn't anything too impressive, I was really happy with how most of the jots had turned out. So my brain translated that as an excuse to start making some YouTube videos with it. I did have a couple of ideas of what I could do for my first video. I remember one of the ideas was making some storytime videos for them, but I decided not to because that phenomenon is kind of a dead horse at this point, especially after when everyone was forced to stay inside their homes from the not so controversial pandemic that happened. But eventually I did manage to get a good script for the video, and so all I had to do after that was getting the art program set up. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good microphone set up, or even good software for it like I do now, which in hindsight I now regret not prioritizing. And for anyone else who's just starting out, I would definitely recommend getting a good mic, because as a faceless content creator, if the audio is bad, then the video is probably going to be unwatchable. You can have good or even amazing visuals, but if the audio is terrible, then it's pretty certain that no one's going to continue watching. Don't get me wrong, the visuals of a video can still be important. I mean, I even went out of my way to try and improve them for this video, and I'll explain a little bit more about this later, but the audio should really be your first priority. As for the rest of it, I started using Krita as my main art program to draw the sprites and the facial expressions. However, I didn't really have a final version for the character that I was designing, and at first I didn't think it was that big of a deal anyway. So my lazy ass took the path of least resistance and drew a very simple character model. And as you can tell, it looks really different to what it is now. But hey, I've come a long way, haven't I? But I spent about 1 to 2 weeks just editing that video. And by the end of most of it, I was just getting burnt out before I really started. And by that point, I was beginning to doubt myself. It's interesting how the hardest thing out of all of it is just deciding to upload a video. But despite this, I'm happy that I got out of my comfort zone anyway. Even if I can't bear watching that video again. Sure, it'll feel weird at first, especially with the silly editing and hearing your own voice. But if you don't get any direct experience from it and continue practicing, then you won't improve. So yeah, I honestly don't expect that many people to have watched this video or even gone this far into it. And I do apologize that there's been a huge gap between this and my last video. But I might as well get it off my chest because I'm really proud and ambitious of my work. Besides, I don't want to wait what feels like another year of being too anxious or ashamed to show it off. Regardless, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I do have some ideas on what I might do for the next one after this. Probably something similar to the last video I made, because I had a lot of fun making it. I'm not too sure when it will be because I'm still trying to fix my abysmal scheduling. But hey, that's on me, and I can assure you all that I will be posting more in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, bye!